three excellencies distinguished guests.
Udah masuk. Tapi
Five, four, three, two, one.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin this very special event, we would like to invite all guests to please set the camera on and keep mute your audio during the event begin. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are pleased to welcome you to the official partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. I'm Nabila Haza, and it is an honor for me to be your host today in this very special occasion and a very big moment for Universitas Esa Unggul. First of all, we would like to welcome and give a warm welcome our honorable guests that are here with us today, the Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Asia Centana Education, Mr. Faisal. Good afternoon, Mr.
Thank you. Great to be here.
On behalf of the university, we are very happy that you could join us today.
It's my great pleasure. Thank you.
And then we also have among us here the Managing Director of Yayasan Pendidikan Kembala Bangsa, Mr. Arya Iksan Arif.
good afternoon.
It's an honor to have you with us.
Yes, of course.
And last but not least, the Honorable Director of International Affairs Office, Universitas Esa Unggul, Mrs. Krita Seyudi. A very good afternoon, Mrs. Krita.
Very good afternoon to you, Nabila.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today for the official partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University that later will be followed by a very special talk show in the theme of the importance of globalization and higher education. This special event is also held to inform you that Universitas Esa Unggul has joined the ASU Centana Alliance, a global network of ambitious universities working together to develop and scale high-quality academic programs. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to inform you that this event is being held simultaneously with our graduation ceremony that is also being held right now at the Pullman Hotel Ballroom, Jakarta. And we already have our colleague on duty there who will provide us with a live report from the location of Universitas Esa Unggul's graduation ceremony, where later our Rector of Universitas Esa Unggul, Dr. Insinyur Arif Kusuma Among Praja MBI APU, will deliver his speech to announce this partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. And after that, it will be also followed by a speech from Mr. Michael Crow as the president of Arizona State University and Mr. Doug Baker as the founder and the CEO of Centana Education. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we also like to inform you that this partnership launch is also being broadcast live on the Universitas Esa Unggul's official YouTube channel. And also in here with us, the media friends, reporters, and journalists that will be covering the course of this event to the public. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to hear a live report from our colleague at the graduation ceremony. Good afternoon, Ms. Wita. Hello, can you hear us from here? Ms. Wita. Please give us the live report on how is the procession of the graduation ceremony going on there.
Hello, Bila. Can you hear me, Bila?
Yes, we can hear you clearly from this.
Yes, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Here I'm at the Perguruan Hotel Ballroom. For your information, the partnership launched between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University has been pulled in graduation ceremony last morning. Dan pemirsa, saat ini prosesi wisuda sedang dimulai, di mana para senat sedang memasuki ruang wisuda. Pemirsa, saat ini sedang berlangsung prosesi wisuda di mana para senat sedang memasuki ruangan wisuda. Prosesi wisuda ini dihadiri langsung oleh Bapak Dr. Insinyur Arif Kusuma Among Praja, MBA IPU, selaku Rektor Universitas Esa Unggul. Diikuti langsung oleh Wakil Rektor, Dekan, dan Kaprodi. Pemirsa, bisa dilihat beginilah prosesi wisuda yang dilaksanakan pada tanggal 31 Mei 2022, di mana nantinya di hadapan 600 wisudawan ini Rektor Universitas Esa Unggul akan mengumumkan partnership launch bersama Arizona State University. Prosesi wisuda ini berlangsung dengan tetap Okay, Bila. That's all from me. Back to you in studio TV Esa Unggul.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rita, for the live report on the location of Universitas Esa Unggul ceremony, where later our Rector of Universitas Esa Unggul, Dr. Insinyur Arif Kusuma Among Praja, will deliver his speech to announce this partnership launch. Now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's step on the next agenda, that is the welcoming remark from the Director of International Affairs Office, Universitas Esa Unggul, Mrs. Prita Suyedi. Ms. Prita Suyedi, the time and place is yours.
Thanks, Nabila. A very good afternoon to everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and prosperity be upon you. On behalf of Esa Unggul University, I would like to welcome everyone to the launching of Esa Unggul University partnership with Arizona State University, which is going to be featured with a talk show about the importance of globalization in higher education. And this is a theme that serves as a foundation as well as the aim of the partnership of the two institutions. And so allow me to welcome everyone who is here from different background and purposes. First and foremost, the institutions that are involved: Universitas Esa Unggul, ASU, Arizona State University, and Cintana Education. And I would like to welcome the Strategic Partnership Planning team who has been working hard relentlessly throughout 2 years for realizing this partnership. The faculty members, I would also like to welcome this afternoon. They are currently in the graduation ceremony that we have just seen live recorded from the graduation ceremony place. And these faculty members, they are the one who will be the drivers of this partnership. And the students of Esa Unggul University and universities within Cintana Alliance who are joining here in Jakarta as well as in other cities around the world, in universities or from universities that are of Cintana Alliance. You all have interesting path ahead of you, I believe. And I would also like to welcome the students who are currently in high school, who are joining this event of the launching as well, and are looking at these great institutions for pursuing or continuing your education. I think you are in the right place this afternoon. And all higher education enthusiasts who recognize the importance of globalization in the education sector and are contributing one way or another in attaining globalization for higher education. So here in Esa Unggul University, we understand the importance of international education. Being a private university in Indonesia that pioneered international programs in Indonesia since 1987, Universitas Esa Unggul is committed to offer international programs within all three pillars of higher education, and that is education or learning, research, and community services. Why is that? Because we believe that in the world that we live in, no one is an island to themselves. The concept of global citizenship is becoming ever more relevant. And that is the idea that one's identity transcends geographically or through political borders. And that responsibilities or rights are derived from membership in broader sense or broader definition, which is humanity. And in this world that we live in, problems know no borders, and resources and solutions are shared among countries. So how we learn and how we understand things, therefore, should be of the same characteristics, broad and borderless, or in other words, international. International education is a very important part of the 21st century education. It gives students the opportunities to learn from all different parts of the world. International education fosters openness, intellectual curiosity, tolerance, and appreciation to diversity. And in this borderless world, knowing how the international community interact is key for any profession to have now or in the future. So the partnership, Esa Unggul University powered by Arizona State University, facilitated by Cintana Education, is bringing globalization in higher education to a different level. Esa Unggul University, one of the most prominent private university in Indonesia, with around 16,000 students across 10 faculties and 34 programs, is now powered by Arizona State University, the #1 in the US for innovation, top 1% of most prestigious university in the world, top 10 in the country for patent, and many more. And through this partnership, we now belong to a global university network within the Cintana Education Alliance, with currently 13 universities around the globe, and the number is still growing, I believe. So through this strategic partnership, we are sharing resources and we are paving the road to a more accessible and inclusive international education for Indonesia towards the attainment of a world-class university. So with that again, welcome. Thank you for your attendance and participation. And I would like to wish you that you enjoy the talk show that we will feature later on. as part of this launching event. Good afternoon.
Thank you
Nabila,
very
back
much.
to you.
Yes, thank you very much on the Director of International Affairs of this Universitas Esa Unggul, Ms. Swasti, for the very inspiring remark. And now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in this fine occasion and a big moment for Universitas Esa Unggul, we would like to give the time and place to the Managing Director of Yayasan Pendidikan Kemala Bangsa, Mr. Arya Iksan Arif, to deliver his opening remarks and also a little bit the introduction of Universitas Esa Unggul.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone who are watching us here live in the partnership launch with Esa Unggul University, with Arizona State University, and with the Cintana Alliance. Yeah, we are very happy to announce that Esa Unggul is currently working very hard to increase the quality, the content of the education that they are in Indonesia. And we want to be one of the best university in Indonesia, to be the top of the mind, that when people search for education, we want to be there. We want to be one of the best universities in Indonesia overall. And University of Esa Unggul is founded in the 1993, and we are very, very excited since when we were opening the school. We are already an international school. We already have international collaboration with another university. But today, Arizona State University is one of the best universities in the world, and we are very proud to have collaboration with them. Thank you
very much, Mr. Arya Iksan Arif, as the Managing Director of Yayasan Pendidikan Kemala Bangsa, for the very excellent introduction of Universitas Esa Unggul, also a very excellent opening remark. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, next in this special occasion are the greetings and the introduction of Cintana Alliance and Arizona State University, also to introduce us the meaning or the concept of Powered by ASU for Universitas Esa Unggul from the Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Asia Cintana Education. Let us all welcome our honorable guest, Mr. Chris Hill.
Great, thank you so much. And thank you, Arya and Preeta and Nabila, for your opening and your warm welcome. My congratulations to the graduates of Esa Unggul today. What an exciting day, and what an honor to be announcing this partnership as you celebrate the great achievements of completing your studies at Esa Unggul and begin this new chapter of your adult life. You're going to hear from President Crow of Arizona State University later in a video, and you're going to hear from Doug Becker, the chairman, founder, and CEO of Cintana Education later. But I'm pleased to have this opportunity to share a little bit more about Esa Unggul's new partner, Arizona State University. Personally, I've been working in global higher education for the last 15 years. And over those 15 years, I've had the chance to travel all over the world. I've probably visited more than 40 countries and more than 200 universities. And I can say with certainty that Arizona State University is completely unique in its institutional design and its simultaneous focus on innovation, access, quality, and scale. And in my opinion, the most unique and important thing about Arizona State University is that while it is one of the world's elite research universities, it measures itself and prides itself on making itself accessible to as many students around the world as possible. Next slide, please. That commitment to access results in some remarkable numbers. And here are a few that I'll share with you now. ASU serves over 130,000 students, of which 74,000 are on campus and 54,000 are online. They have close to 5,000 faculty, 500,000 alumni, of which 50,000 live around the world outside of the United States. And they offer 830 degree programs, of which 200 are available in fully online format. Next slide, please. As Preeta mentioned, ASU is recognized globally in the university rankings, including rankings by US News and World Report and Times Higher Education, respectively the most well-regarded ranking outlets in the United States and the United Kingdom. For 6 years in a row, Arizona State University has been ranked #1 in innovation by US News, and that's ahead of MIT and ahead of Stanford. It was just recently by Times Higher Ed announced to be the #1 in the US and the #2 in the world for impact. They're #10 in the United States for undergraduate teaching among Ivy League universities like Princeton and Brown and Dartmouth. And they were just ranked #1 for their online Bachelor of Business programs, and also carry a #1 ranking for their online MBA and MBA in marketing. So these are just incredible recognition and evidence of the resources and the quality that are now going to be available to Esa Unggul students through this new relationship as powered by ASU. If we could go to the next slide, just a little bit more on quality and excellence. ASU faculty includes 5 Nobel laureates, 5 MacArthur Fellows, 7 Pulitzer Prize winners, and 23 members of the National Academy of Sciences. They are truly a remarkable research organization. Next slide. Research has been a focus of President Michael Crow in his 17 years as president. And during his tenure, over the last 15 years, research has grown by almost threefold, from $166 million to $640 million of annual research expenditures, ranking them among the top 10 non-medical researchers in the US, and also the top 10 in the world. And this impact reaches literally into outer space, where every Mars mission by NASA has carried components that were researched, developed, and created at Arizona State University. Now a word about the Santana Alliance. ASU has bold ambitions to create a network of more than 50 universities around the world that will be similar to Esa Unggul. Their goal is to reach cities like Jakarta around the world that hold the future of the world in their hands in terms of how they develop and how they relate to each other. And through this partnership, not only will Esa Unggul have access to the incredible resources and recognition of Arizona State University, but also these other network partners around the world. And this is the current map. In the last 3 years, 12 of these partners have been established. You see in Latin America, Eastern Europe, Central Asia, Egypt, and also in the Philippines and India, not much closer to here. And it's expected that this university will grow to 50 universities by 2030. Each of these universities represents an opportunity for student and faculty exchange, dual degrees, and joint research collaboration for Esa Unggul and these other institutions. And I'll just spotlight 2 of these to give you an idea of the types of institutions that will be part of this network. We could go to the next slide. Here's a little glance at Istanbul Bilgi University, which is in Turkey. This was the first member of the ASU Santana Alliance, has more than 20,000 students and 150 programs across a wide range of fields of study. It is rated 4 QS stars by QS Ratings, and recently by US News was admitted to the list of the top 500 universities in the world globally. And then on the next page, here are some images of our partner in Guadalajara, Mexico, UAG, or Universidad Autonomía de Guadalajara, which is the oldest university in the network, having been founded 85 years ago. It has an exceptional medical school that serves 5,000 medical students, and also offers a range of programs in business, law, engineering, and the arts. It is rated 5 QS stars by QS Ratings and has an expansive, beautiful campus in Guadalajara, which is a really amazing city. So you can just imagine in the future the opportunities that partners like this in cities like this are going to present to our students, our staff, and the institution. And I hope you can imagine with me all the exciting things this partnership can bring into the future.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brazil, for the brief yet excellent presentation about the explanation, the concept of what is the meaning of powered by ASU for Universitas Esa Unggul. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, having heard from all of our special guests today, we are now have arrived to the pinnacle of our agenda of this special event, the partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. And as we previously informed before, that this event is being held simultaneously with our graduation ceremony that is being held right now at the Pullman Hotel Ballroom Jakarta, where just in a moment, Dr. Insinyur Arif Kusuma Amang Praja, MBA IPO, will deliver his speech to officially announce this partnership's launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. And then after that, it will also be followed by a speech from Mr. Michael Crow as the president of Arizona State University, and also a speech from Mr. Doug Baker as the founder and the CEO of Sintana Education. Ladies and gentlemen, now once again, we will give the time and floor to our colleague on duty that is in the Pullman Hotel Ballroom right now, Mrs. Muta. Mrs. Muta, can you hear our voice from the studio? Hello, Mrs. Muta. Ms. Wita will give us the report from the graduation ceremony of Universitas Esa Unggul that is being held right now at Pullman Hotel Ballroom, Jakarta. Where just in a moment we will hear the speech from our rector of Universitas Esa Unggul to officially.
Kesempatan kali ini juga perkenalkan saya untuk memperkenalkan tamu kita, mitra kerjasama kita.
Hello, Nabila.
Pada saat ini kita dapat
Now we will to see speech of our rector to announce this partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. Let's see together.
Ini bisanya mereka sedang bersama dengan pengurus perguruan tinggi yang lainnya. Memperbaiki manajemen daripada Universitas Esa Unggul. Perkenalkan, in this special event, let me introduce our honorable guest, Mr. Paul Tan, is from Cintana Alliance. In this occasion, I would like to express our gratitude and our appreciation for all of you for having time and effort to give us a visit in order to further develop and collaboration between our institution. Sekali lagi, mohon tepuk tangan Bapak Ibu atas kedatangan pemerintah. Hadirin yang saya hormati, Universitas Esa Unggul juga telah menunjukkan prestasi yang sangat membanggakan, bahkan dalam kondisi pandemi ini di mana ada banyak sekali keterbatasan. Di Indonesia, Universitas Esa Unggul berhasil menduduki peringkat ke-45. Atau dengan kata lain, kita berhasil masuk dalam kategori 1% perguruan tinggi terbaik di Indonesia. Pemeringkatan yang sama juga memosisikan Esa Unggul pada peringkat ke-16 dari kurang lebih 3.044 perguruan tinggi swasta di Indonesia, serta peringkat ke-6 dari 300 perguruan tinggi swasta di DKI Jakarta. Dalam pemeringkatan dunia digital pun kita juga memperoleh posisi yang menggembirakan. Dalam pemeringkatan webometrik dan foricu.com secara nasional kita berhasil menduduki peringkat 53 dan peringkat ke-38 nasional. Dalam pemeringkatan Grimetrik, yaitu pemeringkatan kampus hijau dan turut andilnya Esa Unggul dalam menjaga kelestarian alam dan sustainability daripada bumi ini, Universitas Esa Unggul juga berhasil memperoleh peringkat 38 nasional. Untuk hasil akreditasi, sampai saat ini hampir seluruh program sarjana di Universitas Esa Unggul telah terakreditasi A ataupun terakreditasi B. Di samping itu juga di pertengahan tahun 2020 lalu, 10 program studi kita berhasil memperoleh akreditasi internasional. Dan untuk saat ini kita sedang mempersiapkan 15 program studi lagi untuk mendapatkan akreditasi internasional. Sehingga diharapkan di akhir tahun 2022 ini sudah 25 dari 33 program studi kita yang memiliki akreditasi internasional. Bapak, Ibu, hadirin sekalian, saudara-saudari wisudawan wisudawati, dengan mulai terbentuknya budaya akademik yang solid, Bapak, Ibu, dosen, dan olahraga. Saudara-saudari calon wisudawan dan wisudawati Universitas Esa Unggul yang saya banggakan. Di sisi lainnya juga teman-teman Anda semua dalam berbagai kegiatan di bidang akademik maupun non-akademik lainnya juga telah menunjukkan prestasi yang sangat membanggakan. Bahkan dalam kondisi pandemi di mana ada banyak sekali keterbatasan dan pembatasan. Menurut data yang saya terima, tahun 2021 sampai dengan tahun 2022 bulan Mei ini, gelar juara, piala, dan medali yang berhasil diraih oleh Universitas Esa Unggul di tingkat internasional tercatat ada 91 gelar juara, piala, dan medali. Tepuk tangan untuk teman-teman. Kemudian di tingkat nasional tercatat 162 dan di tingkat provinsi tercatat 31. Pencapaian ini tentunya telah membuktikan bahwa Esa Unggul juga tumbuh sebagai perguruan tinggi yang berprestasi. Dan melalui berbagai prestasi yang diraih oleh sivitas akademikanya, reputasi Esa Unggul akan semakin meningkat dari hari ke hari. Saudara-saudari calon wisudawan dan wisudawati yang saya cintai dan saya banggakan, dalam era revolusi industri keempat ini, ditambah lagi dengan adanya berbagai disrupsi digital yang disebabkan oleh pandemi COVID-19 ini, kita sama-sama merasakan bahwa teknologi, terutama teknologi digital, berkembang dengan sangat cepat. Sehingga demikian cepatnya, sehingga suatu inovasi yang sekarang dianggap baru atau mutakhir ataupun state of the art, dalam hitungan bulan saja sudah menjadi suatu yang usang dan tergantikan oleh teknologi baru lainnya. Dan juga secara perlahan tapi pasti teknologi-teknologi baru tersebut akan menggantikan peran manusia. Bahkan dalam waktu dekat ini ada banyak pekerjaan dilakukan oleh manusia, terutama yang sifatnya repetitif dan rutin, akan hilang tergantikan oleh komputer, mesin, dan robot. Di sisi lainnya, di era disruptif ini juga menciptakan berbagai peluang dan pekerjaan baru yang membutuhkan literasi dan kompetensi yang baru, terutama literasi dan kompetensi yang tidak dapat tergantikan oleh komputer, mesin, dan robot. Literasi baru itu adalah literasi data, literasi teknologi, dan literasi manusia. Dengan memahami data, Anda akan mampu untuk membaca, menganalisis, dan menggunakan informasi atau big data di dunia digital, terutama dalam mengambil berbagai macam keputusan. Dengan Anda melek teknologi, Anda akan mampu untuk memahami cara kerja mesin, serta aplikasi teknologi seperti coding, artificial intelligence, dan engineering principle. Dan dengan literasi manusia, lulusan diharapkan akan mampu untuk memimpin dengan baik, bekerja sama dalam tim, mampu bekerja dalam lingkungan budaya yang berbeda, serta mempunyai jiwa entrepreneurship atau kewirausahaan. Literasi yang terakhir itulah yang kita namakan soft skill. Pentingnya soft skill dalam pengembangan karir dan dalam menghadapi tantangan kerja, terutama terungkap dalam kesimpulan berbagai penelitian yang menyatakan bahwa Kesuksesan seseorang di dunia kerja itu 80% ditentukan oleh soft skill dan sisanya ditentukan oleh hard skill-nya. Oleh karena itu, walaupun kami telah berinisiatif untuk mengambil langkah-langkah strategis dengan mengintegrasikan pendidikan soft skill dalam proses pembelajaran aktif, baik secara kurikuler maupun co-kurikuler ataupun ekstrakurikuler, kami juga berharap Anda secara pribadi berupaya pula untuk tetap mengasah dan meningkatkan soft skill yang Anda miliki dalam perjalanan karir saudara-saudara semua. Baik atau tidaknya saudara-saudara semua, para wisudawan dan wisudawati, baik atau tidaknya reputasi Universitas Esa Unggul ke depan tentu saja tidak bisa ditentukan hanya oleh kami, pengurus perguruan tinggi ini. Peningkatan reputasi Esa Unggul harus juga didukung oleh upaya saudara-saudari dan sebagai alumninya. Adapun bentuk dukungan yang paling berharga yang dapat dilakukan oleh para alumni terhadap alma maternya adalah berkaya dengan sebaik-baiknya di apapun bidang pekerjaan yang Anda lakukan. Prestasi Anda akan mengharumkan nama Esa Unggul. Oleh karena itu kami juga turut mendoakan agar seluruh lulusan yang diwisuda hari ini menjadi orang-orang yang berprestasi, sukses dalam karir. Amin. Kami juga berharap agar saudara-saudari juga dapat terus menyumbangkan tenaga pikirannya untuk usaha bangsa dan negara, serta berpartisipasi aktif dalam pembangunan dan kemajuan negara kita, Republik Indonesia yang kita cintai ini. Para orang tua dan keluarga yang berbahagia, pada kesempatan kali ini juga kami mengucapkan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya atas kesabaran dan penuh pengertiannya, mendukung para wisudawan dan wisudawati untuk menuntut ilmu di kampus ini, serta mendoakan mereka sehingga mereka dapat menyelesaikan pendidikannya dengan baik. Untuk itu, saya minta Bapak, saudara-saudari wisudawan dan wisudawati untuk berdiri. Kemudian juga menghadap ke belakang. Kemudian lambaikan tangan Anda kepada orang tua, keluarga, sebagai tanda terima kasih. Tangan untuk mereka. Mereka ini adalah orang-orang yang biasa untuk Anda semua. Mudah-mudahan bantuan bimbingan mereka yang menjadi paling penting bagi Anda semua. Dan juga doa mereka membawa Anda sampai saat ini. Sekali lagi terima kasih, lambaikan tangan kepada orang tua Anda. Jadilah, ya silakan duduk lagi. Jadilah orang yang menyenangkan dan menyenangkan hati mereka. Jadilah orang-orang yang membanggakan mereka. Mereka tidak berharap apa-apa dari Anda selain kesuksesan Anda dan kenyamanan hidup Anda. Demikian sambutan saya. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan selamat kepada calon wisudawan dan wisudawati yang sebentar lagi akan wisuda. Sekali lagi kami mendoakan Anda supaya Anda sukses di depan. Semoga Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa senantiasa melimpahkan taufik, hidayah, dan lindungannya kepada kita semua. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih kepada Bapak Dr. Insinyur Arif Kusuma Ahmad Praja atas pidato yang telah disampaikan.
Hadirin yang terhormat, kita saksikan bersama partnership launch antara Universitas Esa Unggul dan Arizona State University serta ucapan selamat dari pejabat tinggi.
Bapak Ibu, saudara-saudari semuanya, dengan berbangga hati saya menyampaikan bahwa Universitas Esa Unggul kini resmi bermitra dengan Arizona State University, salah satu universitas terbaik di Amerika Serikat. Ini merupakan wujud komitmen Universitas Esa Unggul untuk menjadi perguruan tinggi kelas dunia di tanah air.
Right here, President Arizona State University, and it really is fantastic to have an opportunity to lay out our relationship with UEU and what that can really be focused on. And first, let me start by saying that we're so excited to be working with an institution as dedicated as we are here at Arizona State to the success of our society, to the success of individuals, to the advancement of individual educational attainment. That's really what we're all about. We've become, over the last few years, the most innovative university in the United States, 170,000 plus degree-seeking students, world-class research university, everything that we've been able to bring together. And the exciting thing for us is that we have learned to do this by advancing our academic culture, by driving forward innovation, by learning to work with others. And we're so excited about this partnership through Santana, where we're able to work with UEU. We're able to partner with UEU. We're able to design new kinds of programs, new ways of interacting, have our faculties work together, take on challenges together. These are all very exciting opportunities for us. We're an institution driven by the idea of academic excellence and access, bringing those two things together, driven by innovation as a continuous process, and driven by partnerships. And so we're looking forward to working with UEU. We're looking forward to solving problems together. We're looking forward to developing new educational opportunities together. We're looking forward to finding ways to innovate together and to develop outreach together to broader populations. And so this is very, very exciting. We're very, very excited. Personally, I'm excited. Institutionally, we're excited. We're looking forward to working together. Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm Doug Becker, founder and CEO of Santana Education, and it's my pleasure to welcome Esa Unggul University into the Santana Alliance. Our alliance is comprised of ambitious, powerful universities in a dozen countries around the world, and this network of universities has at its center a partnership with Arizona State University, one of the world's most innovative and ambitious and successful universities, the largest public university in the United States, and ranked in top rankings all over the world. Now, this combination of great local partners in countries around the world, combined with the global resources of one of the world's most advanced and highly ranked universities, creates incredible new opportunities for students to make a positive impact on their communities. We sought out Esa Unggul. This is a perfectly positioned university for the future, with 4 campuses, more than 15,000 students, ranked in the top 15 best private universities in the country of Indonesia. And Indonesia, for Santana and Arizona State, is a very, very important country, one of the largest countries and fastest growing in the world, a country that brings tremendous natural resources and great human capital, but also experiences many of the great challenges that the whole world is challenging today around sustainability and other issues that growing countries face every day all over the world. So with this great partnership between Arizona State, Santana, and Esa Unggul, we can bring opportunities for students that they might never had on their own. On the one hand, through Esa Unggul, they will be able to have access to the curriculum and the online learning technologies of Arizona State, but they will also be taught by their very qualified Esa Unggul faculty members who themselves are highly expert in their fields and can collaborate with the faculty at Arizona State as well. We have pathway programs that will allow some students, if they wish to actually earn both degrees, the Indonesian degree and the opportunity to earn a degree from a top globally ranked university like Arizona State. So through these many resources of curriculum, of faculty collaboration, a collaboration for research to advance knowledge, and of course also access to technologies, including those that allow online education to be done in the most cutting edge way, we can create opportunities for the students of Indonesia to prepare for the jobs of tomorrow, to create more employment opportunities, and to benefit the communities that Esa Unggul serves, communities that are always going to be looking for opportunities to advance, but also to solve today's problems now. And we think that this alliance creates the resources to do that, a perfect pairing of some of the world's greatest universities, including our new partner, Esa Unggul University. Welcome.
Human brain is the most complicated object in the known universe. It's more complicated than the working of a star. It's more complicated than solar systems. It's more complicated than the objects in galaxies.
I have a dream.
I can't imagine that nature, whatever you believe, nature or the creator, put that thing between your two ears so that you would use some tiny percentage of it. I can't believe that that's the case. The notion of education being for a few people, that's absurd. That is literally absurd. Our why, our reason for existence is to construct the public university which is serving the success of the democracy, the success of the people and their families directly, with intent, with purpose, with differentiation, with responsibility, with measurement, with creativity, with all the things that we can bring to bear. That's what this is about.
If you think about the audaciousness of that an institution says it's going to take fundamental responsibility for society, for someone like me, I want to be part of that.
Every single one of us is a one of a kind. We exist on Earth for this brief period of time, and that one unique opportunity that you have cannot be wasted. It needs to be maximized to its fullest extent.
What does it mean for us to be able to say, we have something for you, specifically for you and for the 6 other people in your small town? I think that's one of the things that gets missed, is the fact that we can reach 10 million people or we can reach 10 people. And all of them get the same kind of engagement from us and the same kinds of commitments to say, we want to help you create a future of your own making.
Access and excellence. We need to give access. We need to create inclusive communities, but it's because that's going to make us all more excellent in our sciences and our ability to use our scientific knowledge to solve grand challenges.
The dual pursuit of access and excellence is not just operationally expedient, it's not just economically expedient, it's not just fiscally expedient, it's morally expedient. It's the path to a meaningful social progress for this country and for the world.
To take an institution and reorient it to a social impact is something that is what universities should be about, but we've forgotten about.
I think we're at a time where higher ed has to transform. We have to. We can't keep going with our old ways. And I think that ASU is incredibly well positioned to make that change as we lean into the future.
We have to take on responsibility. So this notion of taking on responsibility is really, really important.
We have to change the world now. We have to change it now. We cannot wait. And ASU is the place that says, you have to change it now. What do you need to take it to the next level?
It is important that we have models. It is important that young people look and say, oh, I belong there. So that gives me great joy and the responsibility of knowing that it's my shoulders they're going to stand on. I often tell them, I'm just holding the space for you. I am holding the space for you. When you're ready, I'll be ready to go.
I felt like I was bringing my personality and like my value to this school, and I felt like I was a part of something that was going to be really big.
My voice has been something that I have discovered within the years, and it's something that I will forever be grateful.
What you can achieve here is limited only by your imagination.
It's a really unique situation to be here at ASU. It's like being in the front seat of the educational revolution.
What we learn here has potential to influence the entire globe. humans living everywhere.
What would make me happiest would be that the cultural changes are so dramatic that the institution continues to design and redesign and morph its design going forward and becomes this truly adaptive institution, really working on social outcomes rather than working on individual university or individual faculty outcomes. What drives me is this notion of the individual human and the individual human mind being able to become this powerful force. You know, we've dreamt about this in art and literature and culture for thousands of years, and we're just now to the point where I'm 100% convinced that we can make it happen.
Hadirin berbahagia, inilah logo baru Universitas Esa Unggul, powered by Arizona State University.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Jazilul Fawaid, Wakil Ketua MPR RI, dengan bangga mengucapkan selamat dan sukses kepada Universitas Esa Unggul, universitas pertama dan satu-satunya di Indonesia yang powered by Arizona State University, bermitra dengan Arizona State University.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semuanya. Saya Zulkifli Hasan, Wakil Ketua MPR RI, mengucapkan selamat kepada Universitas Esa Unggul yang telah menjadi mitra strategis Arizona State University dalam pengembangan pembelajaran berskala global. Luar biasa. Semoga sivitas Universitas Esa Unggul memanfaatkan kesempatan ini untuk bisa memberikan pendidikan yang berkualitas tinggi kelas dunia di Indonesia. Partnership ini menjadi ruang penting untuk membangun universitas berdaya saing internasional. Terima kasih sekali lagi, selamat dan sukses. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Hamka Endanur, pejabat Gubernur Gorontalo, mengucapkan selamat kepada Universitas Esa Unggul yang menjadi universitas pertama dan satu-satunya di Indonesia yang didukung oleh Arizona State University sebagai universitas nomor 1 di Amerika Serikat dalam bidang inovasi.
I would like to congratulate Universitas Esa Unggul Jakarta for becoming the partner, the Indonesian partner of Arizona State University, United States of America. Definitely, I believe that this shows the level of quality that is being promoted at the University of Esa Unggul, and I believe that this partnership will bring about greater quality of education for students and also foster better partnership between the faculty members in order to create a world-class academic excellence for higher education in Indonesia. All the best.
So that's, ladies and gentlemen, the official partnership launch between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. Please give a big applause of the success of this partnership. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Next on our agenda, we will have the special talk show regarding this partnership launch that will be delivered by our special guests that are here with us today to discuss about the importance of globalization in higher education. And in this session, we will have Mrs. Prita Suyudi, the Director of International Affairs of this Universitas Esa Unggul, as our moderator. Once again, please welcome Ms. Prita Suyudi, and we will give the time and floor to you now.
Very good. Thank you, Nabila, for the time and the floor. So the talk show today, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, participants joining online, offline, is the importance of globalization for higher education. And to discuss about this topic, we have Chris Hill, who was introduced earlier, also Arya Arif here with us. So let me just jump into it. Chris, you are the CSO and the head of Asia for Cintana Education. But before that, you've been years involved in higher education. So we know that globalization is a theme that's shared by many sectors, not only education, but also many sectors like trade, law, politics, and whatnot. But specifically for higher education, what does it mean? And can you give us example of what it is to be globalized or have globalization in higher education?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. And great to be with you today. I thought your comments earlier on global citizenship were particularly relevant to this. And I'm happy to be talking about this topic, which is something I'm really passionate about. As you said, I've spent my life and my career on this subject of international higher education. And I think globalization in higher education can mean a lot of different things. And it can be as small as a case study about an international business, all the way up to a student deciding they're going to have a life-changing experience and go travel to a different country, study at a foreign university, earn a foreign degree, and learn about a different place in the world. I personally define globalization in higher education as any time either a student or an academic program crosses borders and reaches a new destination. And this partnership that we're announcing today, this new partnership between Esa Unggul and Arizona State University, it's going to do both. It's going to bring ASU content, ASU curriculum to the students here. And for some of those students, it's going to present an opportunity to get on an airplane, go to the United States, earn 2 degrees, and potentially a life-changing experience.
What an exciting future ahead of this. I wish I was a student. But Chris, we've worked throughout this launch, throughout our initiatives, especially in the video that was just shown earlier in this launching event, access to education. Now, does globalization means more access to education? We know that it's reiterated, it's important for students, for people to have more access to quality education, to international education. Will globalization provide access?
I think it has to, and I think it maybe hasn't in the past. I think when you think about international education in the past, you might think about elite students with the means to afford an education in a different country. And I think we've just lived through something that will change these patterns forever, which was this COVID pandemic. And for the last 3 years, students haven't been able to travel for education. And so I think models are adapting because of that. And increasingly, I think you're seeing models like Arizona State is now pursuing, where they're thinking, instead of bringing students here to us as our only way of reaching this global audience for access, how do we bring our programs to them? And this idea of this type of partnership with Esa Unggul is all about that. So yes, I do think as painful as this pandemic was, I think one of the bright shoots that's now growing out of it is this idea of different models for international higher education and more opportunities for students without the means to travel for 4 years or 3 years to the UK or the United States to be able to earn 2 degrees and to truly have a global experience.
And simply put, that will be the online initiative.
That'll be online initiatives. The great thing about this partnership is ASU content will be available to all students in all programs. And then yes, some of them will be able to study directly online courses with ASU faculty. They'll be able to hold virtual classroom seminars with other students from other universities around the world and have debates and conversations and work on projects in a virtual setting. So yes, a lot of that will be enabled by new technologies.
Amazing. So already we have defined one benefit, at least for globalization, which is providing more access through various means and various channels of international education or global education to students around the world. Now, Arya, the managing director for the foundation Yayasan Kemala Bangsa, Pendidikan Kemala Bangsa, the foundation for Universitas Esa Unggul. We know that the founding fathers or the founders of the University Esa Unggul has one mission and always one mission in their mind, which is internationalization and becoming world-class university since the very inception of the university. Why do you think that is? Why globalization or internationalization in education is important to you, to the foundation, to the founders? Arya.
Okay, maybe for introduction, I will try to explain the higher education ecosystem. In the higher education ecosystem, we can try to simplify it. We can put it into 3 main aspects, which is the students, the knowledge, and the after they graduate, the participation in job markets or entrepreneurship. And the university's job is try to create the bridge between the 3, as in for the students. As a university, we have to give access to the students of the knowledge that they needed. And as a university, we have to give the students with the knowledge, the ability to use their knowledge in the workplace or starting a company or entrepreneurship. So this is where globalization takes role. As a university, we have to give the students the most updated knowledge. As in Arizona State University is the most innovative university in the US. So the quality of the knowledge we can have the quality of knowledge in international stage. And the most recent research from Arizona State University. And of course, to give the student the ability for an international standards. And right in front of us right now is ASEAN, which is Indonesia is one of the members of the country, will be a very competitive market, which open the possibility of MEA, Masyarakat Ekonomi ASEAN, which is every workforce in Indonesia will have to, they can come to Indonesia and we can come outside. But if we don't have any competitive advantage of the higher education that we have, we cannot compete with them. That's why globalization is important.
For higher education.
Yes, for higher education.
That's what the founders of the university is realizing from the inception of the university. But do you see a specific definition or a specific benefit of being global and globalization for Indonesia, for a country like Indonesia? We have, 217 million people and a growing number of students. Do you see a different definition or a specific benefit of being global and globalization for this country?
Yes, being global is being international. Indonesia can be recognized by other countries in the world. So Indonesia can be, but we don't want to be recognized as something that is bad, right? We want to be recognized as something good, where we want to be recognized as something being the best of. But being the best is not an easy way, and we have to try to make up. So for example, we go to elementary school and we go to middle school, go to high school, and go to more higher education. we can compete in the global market.
But how global are we currently, Pak Arya? In terms of, probably take the university for example.
Yes.
How global are we? How international?
I think for Esa Unggul specifically, we are maybe trying to go international. We are not international yet, but we are trying to be that. And that's why we are partnership with Sintana Alliance and Arizona State University to become more internationalization, more globalized.
Okay. Now that we know that globalization is important for higher education, Chris, what can be done to attain globalization for higher education? What is needed? And you know, the ecosystem of a university, of a higher education institution is many. There's many aspects, there's many roles, many people, the faculty member, the students, the institution itself. What can they do and what roles do they each play in achieving globalization?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Look, universities are very complex institutions. I always think the two most complex institutions are like hospitals and universities. Universities are very complex. Most universities love the idea of internationalization. I think if you were to pull up the websites of most universities in the world, including Indonesian universities, somewhere on their website, you would find a list of our international partners, and you would see logos and MOU signings, maybe a video from a launch event like this. And then you start double clicking on those partnerships. And what do you find? You find that a lot there's not really much built beneath the surface. Most students at that university aren't getting something from that partnership. And why? And I think it comes back to that idea of complexity. Universities aren't built to collaborate with other universities. Universities are built to educate their students. And 99% of the people that walk into that university every day, the leaders, the faculty, the staff, they're thinking about educating those students. They're not thinking about how to get the most out of a partnership with another university. And it's the same thing at the other university. And so you end up with great intentions, but often an inability for the two organizations to work together. So I think the opportunity is to create new models for partnerships that allow for that collaboration to be easier for students, to be easier for faculty, to be easier for the university staff, and to make it universal. So the partnership that we're developing and working on now is intended to have an impact on every single staff member and every single student at Esa Unggul. We're going to build it into the curriculum. We're going to build the international experiences into the day-to-day classroom experience. And it's going to be easy for the students to interact with it. And so when a student says, what does it mean to you to be powered by ASU? 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 8 years from now, they're going to be able to describe it. What it's meant in the classroom, what it's meant in terms of their study abroad opportunities, being taught by a teacher from a different university, or having their own teacher go and spend time at a different university. So I think it's up to us as university leaders, university policymakers, and people responsible for the success of an international partnership to try to figure out how to cut through that complexity and make it easy for the students and easy for the faculty.
So you're saying that it takes a partnership that is not short-term, because you were saying 7, 8 years, to be able to realize or actualize the globalization that we want.
Absolutely. I think long-term thinking and long-term partnerships and successful long-term partnerships go hand in hand. Universities take a long time to develop.
What models do you see developing nowadays, Chris, in terms of, because you've been in the education world for years, developing in higher education that takes place in higher education for fostering globalization?
Yeah, I think the first big thing that's happening is the digitization of content and the mass availability of content, and you can see that from Coursera type MOOC platforms. You can see it through the proliferation and growing acceptance of online learning. So one big piece is digital. And digital can now cross borders, and through technology, language isn't quite the barrier that it used to be. It's easy to translate things, subtitle things, and work in different languages and learn in different languages. And so I think digital is having a really big impact. And then that's also showing up in terms of different types of technology in the classroom, where increasingly in a virtual environment, you're really able to connect these different audiences at a synchronous moment in time and have a cross-border learning experience together.
Right, it is technology is something inevitable. But yes, and Arya, you mentioned that Esa Unggul as a university is moving towards internationalization or globalization, but not yet. There's a lot to be done. That's a lot that you're going to do through the partnership with ASU and Sintayong Education. But so how old is university now?
So the University of Esa Unggul was founded in 1993.
So 1993 to now, what seems to be the problem for developing a world-class university? What are the challenges that you are seeing attaining globalization?
I think one of the challenge, maybe Chris already said several of it, but one of the challenges is language. As in, to translate language using Google, it's quite easy right now, but to understand the language itself is complex. Like when we study bahasa in our classroom, it's very complex. So the one word can mean another thing. So we have to, that's one of the problems in globalization, language. The language barrier, when we talk face to face, is quite thick, the barrier is. And the other one is technology. Maybe in Indonesia, the technology is quite decent right now, but maybe it's only in the big cities, not in the rural areas of Indonesia. We have low technology, like internet access. That's one of the barriers being global.
Language and technology, interesting. Language is culture is still a hindrance, like you said, but the world is becoming borderless. Like the culture is probably merging, melting, interacting with one another. But Chris, do you see the same challenge or similar challenge around the world? Is there a more fundamental or philosophical challenge when it comes to globalization?
I do see similar challenges, and I think, you know, if I look back and unpack the last 5 to 7 years, and I've been working in this global environment now for 15 years, but if I look back at the last 5 to 7, I don't think it's been a particularly good time for globalization. If anything, I think politicians are starting to think a lot more about domestic agendas, and maybe looking outside of their borders a little less. But I think that's a problem. I think that's a mistake, and I think the time of a student when they're in this moment of learning at the beginning of their life is the perfect opportunity to start creating global relationships and global open-mindedness and awareness of different cultures, different languages, what's similar and what's different across our different countries and borders. And that's when people are the most open-minded and have the most fun, and it's easy to interact. And so I think the more we connect our youth in the long run, the better we'll all be for it.
Yeah, and that's what we want to achieve in our institution as well as university. We always encourage students to go on a mobility program or student exchange program, even when the subject is different to what they're taking now.
It will change your life.
Life-changing experience, even though it's for a short term, 2 weeks, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. For conclusion, Chris and I would like to ask you your opinion and your parting words for the students who are here listening to our talk show about globalization and the importance of globalization. Parya.
Yes. So for this Esa Unggul students who are currently studying in Esa Unggul, My parting words with you is try to be active, try to be more active. In life, the ball sometimes doesn't come to us. We have to chase the ball. So we have to chase our dreams. This is not something that is given to us. We have to be active, we have to be proactive for all the activities that we are doing. And right now, Esa Unggul is currently collaborating with Arizona State University and Sintana, and you have to try to gather more information. What is the collaboration? How can I join? How can I participate in the collaborations? And for the students who are in high school right now, I think you have to go to Esa Unggul, which is right now is powered by Arizona State University, and it is quite interesting, and you will be more open-minded once you join us.
Great thoughts, great comments.
Chris, yours.
I'll build on that, and I'd say, and I live by this philosophy, is seek out institutions, people, and experiences that can expand your option set, that can increase your options. The future is uncertain, your future is uncertain. Make sure you're doing things that open up the options you have available. Maybe you're going to work and live your entire life where you grew up. Or maybe you're going to go have an incredible global career. You probably don't know exactly what the world holds for you today. So seek out more options, increase your options, and you're going to be better prepared for an uncertain future. And I agree with Aria, come study with us. We've got great things planned, and this is a perfect place to have your university education. We'll make it fun, we'll make it engaging, and we'll open the doors to great things.
There you go. And for me, it's very clear how strong this partnership is and how strong is our intention to achieve globalization and world-class institution, world-class university. Just by, listening to the vision, to the mission, to the statement that has been reiterated and repeated through times, like in the video, education for a few people is absurd. I think that's very good. Education is actually has to be for all. Access needs to be for all. And we are all responsible for the change that we are making now and fast, and the change that we are engaging you and inviting you to participate to make a world-class university, globalization in higher education, which is very important. So with that, I would like to close our talk show, and I hope it has been interesting for you all. And come study with us and learn about the partnership. I thank you, Chris and Arya, for the talk. I return the time to Nabila.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rita. And wow, as rich and as exciting it is, this talk show has been, but we still have to move on to the next agenda. And ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the next agenda, that is the press conference with the local media. And we will have the Q&A session regarding this partnership between Universitas Esa Unggul and Arizona State University. After that, there will be a photo session together and a token of appreciation giving session. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, please stay put with us, because now we will move this special event to the media room, where we will meet all the reporters and journalists.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Rizky. Ridho, kita mengucapkan selamat kepada Universitas Esa Unggul yang berpartner dengan Arizona State University. Dan selamat juga untuk para wisudawan, wisudawati Universitas Esa Unggul. Sukses selalu. Salam dari kita Ridho. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Halo, saya Lucky Octavian. Saya ingin mengucapkan selamat kepada Universitas Esa Unggul, powered by Arizona State University. Semoga bisa melahirkan mahasiswa-mahasiswa yang unggul dan pastinya bisa memberikan kontribusi bagi pembangunan bangsa di masa yang akan datang. Selamat dan sukses.
Esa Unggul University pays great attention to achievements and strong leadership skills. It is not surprising that Esa Unggul has recorded numerous awards and recognitions from various organizations, both public and private. For this, Esa Unggul University offers 3 campuses across the greater Jakarta area, in Bekasi, Tangerang, and South Tangerang, where our international campus is located. Esa Unggul is the answer to the world challenges we are seeing now, the technology disruption and the rise of artificial intelligence. In creating digitalpreneurs, Esa Unggul encourages students to be smart, creative, and entrepreneurial.
Penting sekali bagi Universitas Esa Unggul untuk membuat terobosan dan berbenah diri menyongsong era digital. Esa Unggul wujudkan generasi digitalpreneur di Indonesia.
Esa Unggul University pays great attention to achievements and strong leadership skill. It is not surprising that Esa Unggul has recorded numerous awards and recognitions from various organizations, both public and private. For this, Esa Unggul University offers 3 campuses across the greater Jakarta area in Bekasi, Tangerang, and South Tangerang, where our international campus is located. Esa Unggul is the answer to the world challenges we are seeing now, the technology disruption and the rise of artificial intelligence. In creating digitalpreneurs, Esa Unggul encourages students to be smart, creative, and entrepreneurial.
Penting sekali bagi Universitas Esa Unggul untuk membuat terobosan dan berbenah diri menyongsong era digital. Esa Unggul wujudkan generasi digitalpreneur di Indonesia.
Nanti Nabila.
Tes.
Esa Unggul University pays great attention to achievements and strong leadership skills. It is not surprising that Esa Unggul has recorded numerous awards and recognitions from various organizations, both public and private. For this, Esa University offers across the greater Jakarta area in Bekasi, Tangerang, and South Tangerang, where our international campus is located. Esa Unggul is the answer to the world challenges we are seeing now, the technology disruption and the rise of artificial intelligence. In creating digitalpreneurs, Esa Unggul encourages students to be smart, creative, and entrepreneurial.
Penting sekali bagi Universitas Esa Unggul untuk membuat terobosan dan berbenah diri menyongsong era digital. Esa Unggul wujudkan generasi digital trainer di Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih. Kami ucapkan selamat datang kepada yang kami hormati Bapak Ibu awak media yang telah hadir pada acara press conference kali ini, yaitu acara partnership launch antara Universitas Esa Unggul dan Arizona State University. Dapat kami informasikan bahwa kami telah melaksanakan partnership launch hari ini secara resmi dan bersamaan dengan acara wisuda Universitas Esa Unggul di Hotel Pullman Center Park, Jakarta. Untuk selanjutnya, kita akan saksikan bersama-sama video pengumuman resmi, the official announcement, acara partnership launch ini dan sambutan dari rektor Universitas Esa Unggul, presiden dari Arizona State University, CEO dan founder dari Cintana Alliance and Cintana Education, serta ucapan selamat dari pejabat tinggi dan para publik figur tanah air. Kami persilakan. Mohon ditunggu sebentar sembari kami menghubungi tim multimedia untuk memainkan video announcement of the partnerships between Arizona State University dan Universitas Esa Unggul.
Bapak, Ibu, saudara-saudari semuanya, dengan berbangga hati saya menyampaikan bahwa Universitas Esa Unggul kini resmi bermitra dengan Arizona State University, salah satu universitas terbaik di Amerika Serikat. Ini merupakan wujud komitmen Universitas Esa Unggul menjadi perguruan tinggi kelas dunia di tanah air.
Here, President Arizona State University is fantastic. I have an opportunity to lay out our relationship with UEU and what that can really be focused on. And first, let me start by saying that we're so excited to be working with an institution as dedicated as we are here at Arizona State to the success of our society, to the success of individuals, to the advancement of individual educational attainment. That's really what we're all about. We've become, over the last few years, the most innovative university in the United States, 170,000 plus degree-seeking students, world-class research university, everything that we've been able to bring together. And the exciting thing for us is that we have learned to do this by advancing our academic culture, by driving forward innovation, by learning to work with others. And we're so excited about this partnership through Cintana, where we're able to work with UEU, we're able to partner with UEU, we're able to design new kinds of programs, new ways of interacting, have our faculties work together, take on challenges together. These are all very exciting opportunities for us. We're an institution driven by the idea of academic excellence and access, bringing those two things together, driven by innovation as a continuous process. and driven by partnerships. And so we're looking forward to working with UEU. We're looking forward to solving problems together. We're looking forward to developing new educational opportunities together. We're looking forward to finding ways to innovate together and to develop outreach together to broader populations. And so this is very, very exciting. We're very, very excited. Personally, I'm excited. Institutionally, we're excited. We're looking forward to working together. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Doug Becker, founder and CEO of Santana Education, and it's my pleasure to welcome Esa Unggul University into the Santana Alliance. Our alliance is comprised of ambitious, powerful universities in a dozen countries around the world, and this network of universities has at its center a partnership with Arizona State University, one of the world's most innovative and ambitious and successful universities, the largest public university in the United States, and top rankings all over the world. Now, this combination of great local partners in countries around the world, combined with the global resources of one of the world's most advanced and highly ranked universities, creates incredible new opportunities for students to make a positive impact on their communities. We sought out Esa Unggul. This is a perfectly positioned university for the future, with 4 campuses, more than 15,000 students, ranked in the top 15 best private universities in the country of Indonesia. And Indonesia, for Santana and Arizona State, is a very, very important country, one of the largest countries and fastest growing in the world, a country that brings tremendous natural resources and great human capital, but also experiences many of the great challenges that the whole world is challenging today around sustainability and other issues that growing countries face every day all over the world. So with this great partnership between Arizona State, Santana, and Esa Unggul, we can bring opportunities for students that they might never had on their own. On the one hand, through Esa Unggul, they will be able to have access to the curriculum and the online learning technologies of Arizona State, but they will also be taught by their very qualified Esa Unggul faculty members who themselves are highly expert in their fields and can collaborate with the faculty at Arizona State as well. We have pathway programs that will allow some students, if they wish to actually earn both degrees, the Indonesian degree and the opportunity to earn a degree from a top globally ranked university like Arizona State. So through these many resources of curriculum, of faculty collaboration, a collaboration for research to advance knowledge, and of course also access to technologies, including those that allow online education to be done in the most cutting edge way, we can create opportunities for the students of Indonesia to prepare for the jobs of tomorrow, to create more employment opportunities, and to benefit the communities that Esa Unggul serves, communities that are always going to be looking for opportunities to advance, but also to solve today's problems now. And we think that this alliance creates the resources to do that, a perfect pairing of some of the world's greatest universities, including our new partner, Esa Unggul University. Welcome.
Human brain is the most complicated object in the known universe. It's more complicated than the working of a star. It's more complicated than solar systems. It's more complicated than the objects in galaxies.
I have a dream.
I can't imagine that nature, whatever you believe, nature or the creator, put that thing between your 2 ears so that you would use some tiny percentage of it. I can't believe that that's the case. The notion of education being for a few people, that's absurd. That is literally absurd. Our why, our reason for existence is to construct the public university which is serving the success of the democracy the success of the people and their families directly with intent, with purpose, with differentiation, with responsibility, with measurement, with creativity, with all the things that we can bring to bear. That's what this is about.
If you think about the audaciousness of that an institution says it's going to take fundamental responsibility for society, for someone like me, I want to be part of that.
Every single one of us is a one of a kind. We exist on Earth for this brief period of time, and that one unique opportunity that you have cannot be wasted. It needs to be maximized to its fullest extent.
What does it mean for us to be able to say, we have something for you, specifically for you and for the 6 other people in your small town? I think that's one of the things that gets missed, is the fact that we can reach 10 million people or we can reach 10 people. And all of them get the same kind of engagement from us and the same kinds of commitments to say, we want to help you create a future of your own making.
Access and excellence. And we need to give access. We need to create inclusive communities, but it's because that's going to make us all more excellent in our sciences and our ability to use our scientific knowledge to solve grand challenges.
The dual pursuit of access and excellence is not just operationally expedient, it's not just economically expedient, it's not just fiscally expedient, it's morally expedient. It's the path to a meaningful social progress for this country and for the world.
To take an institution and reorient it to a social impact, something that is what universities should be about, but we've forgotten about.
I think we're at a time where higher ed has to transform. We have to. We can't keep going with our old ways. And I think that ASU is incredibly well positioned to make that change as we lean into the future.
We have to take on responsibility. So this notion of taking on responsibility is really, really important.
We have to change the world now. We have to change it now. We cannot wait. And ASU is the place that says you have to change it now. What do you need to take it to the next level?
It is important that we have models. It's important that young people look and say, oh, I belong there. So that gives me great joy and the responsibility of knowing that it's my shoulders they're going to stand on. I often tell them, I'm just holding the space for you. I am holding the space for you. When you're ready, I'll be ready to go.
I felt like I was bringing my personality and like my value to this school, and I felt like I was a part of something that was going to be really big.
My voice has been something that I have discovered within the years, and it's something that I will forever be grateful.
What you can achieve here is limited only by your imagination.
It's a really unique situation to be here at ASU. It's like being in the front seat of the educational revolution.
What we learn here has the potential to influence the entire globe and humans living everywhere.
What would make me happiest would be that the cultural changes are so dramatic that the institution continues to design and redesign and morph its design going forward and becomes this truly adaptive institution, really working on social outcomes rather than working on individual university or individual faculty outcomes. What drives me is the notion of the individual human and the individual human mind being able to become this powerful force. You know, we've dreamt about this in art and literature and culture for thousands of years, and we're just now to the point where I'm 100% convinced that we can make it happen.
Hadirin yang berbahagia, inilah logo baru Universitas Esa Unggul, powered by Arizona State University.
Bapak Ibu awak media, untuk acara selanjutnya adalah penyerahan plakat antara Arizona State University dan Universitas Esa Unggul. Acara akan dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama. Hadirin yang kami hormati, untuk sesi selanjutnya kami mempersilahkan kepada Bapak dan Ibu awak media untuk memulai sesi tanya jawab. Kepada Bapak Ibu awak media kami persilahkan. Ya. Untuk Bapak Ibu awak media, dalam sesi tanya jawab ini dapat menggunakan bahasa Indonesia karena nanti akan kami bantu untuk terjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Inggris.
Oke, jangan menanya. Ya,
silakan.
Nah, selamat sore, saya Novi dari RRI Jakarta. Mau menanyakan apa sih tujuannya diadakannya kerjasama ini? Terus untuk kedepannya itu targetnya apa aja terkait kerjasama ini? Terima kasih.
Nanti setelah ini ya Pak.
Thank you for the question. The main purpose of the partnership is to connect Esa Unggul University students with global education experiences. Keep going. Namely in the form of institutional and academic collaborations with Arizona State University. Students will have access to the curriculum and content of Arizona State and the chance to study directly with ASU faculty, ASU students, and through participation and membership in the Santana Alliance, including 12 other universities around the world. They will also have the opportunity to engage with students from countries in South America, Middle East, Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and the rest of Asia.
Baik, tujuan utamanya dari kemitraan antara Esa Unggul dan Arizona State University adalah menawarkan atau memberikan mahasiswa Esa Unggul ya tentunya, kesempatan untuk mendapatkan pengalaman-pengalaman global, pengalaman-pengalaman dunia. Dan ini dilakukan melalui kerjasama di tingkat institusional, di tingkat kelembagaan, di tingkat akademik, dan kerjasama-kerjasama di bidang lainnya. terutama untuk kurikulum dan konten. Jadi nanti kurikulum Arizona State University akan ditawarkan atau bisa digunakan di Esa Unggul. Kemudian mahasiswa juga akan dimungkinkan untuk berkuliah langsung di ASU, di Arizona State University, tapi tidak hanya di ASU, tapi juga 12 perguruan tinggi lainnya yang menjadi jaringan Cintana Education. Jadi Cintana Education ada perguruan tinggi lainnya di dunia yang menjadi bagian dari Cintana Education sebagai suatu jejaring gitu. Dan ini memberikan peluang bagi mahasiswa kita di Esa Unggul untuk berkuliah di Amerika Selatan, di Amerika Serikat, di Timur Tengah, di Eropa Timur, di Asia Tengah, dan Asia lainnya.
Izin, selamat sore. Nugroho dari Tribun. Melanjutkan pertanyaan tadi, bisa nggak dijelaskan lebih detail lagi lingkup kerjasamanya apa saja? Terus kemudian keuntungannya bagi Esa Unggul terhadap kerjasama ini apa saja, khususnya terhadap bagi mahasiswa, terus juga bagi Arizona University sendiri keuntungannya apa? Terus mekanisme tadi kan disebutkan ada apa sih kesempatan ya pelajar mahasiswa dari Esa Unggul untuk bisa bersekolah atau mengetahui tentang kurikulum global itu tadi, termasuk di 12 jaringan Arizona tadi. Itu mekanismenya seperti apa? Apakah nanti ada mahasiswa-mahasiswa yang terpilih atau ada penjaringan seperti apa gitu? Bisa dijelaskan lebih lanjut. Terima kasih.
Great. So I think this fits into the longer term vision of University, which includes initiatives like expanding into new fields such as health sciences, expanding its presence in digital learning and online learning, enhancing its international curriculum, and expanding eventually geographically. So this is this how Esa Unggul intends to become much bigger, much better, and regionally and globally recognized quality and serve a larger number of students in Indonesia. How exactly will this be? Well, it will for some of those initiatives, like program enhancements and like expansion into new fields like health sciences. It will be to areas, new learning technologies and innovations, to areas like digital and online learning, in which Arizona State University is one of the leading universities in the world in terms of online, with 55,000 students today that study fully online. So Esa Unggul will have the ability to learn from them and develop very modern, very innovative methods to enhance digital learning for online students and to help students in the classroom have access to the latest learning technology. And finally, Esa Unggul and Arizona State University will be developing joint degrees where students can begin their study in Indonesia and either finish in Indonesia potentially with a degree from both University and Esa Unggul, or they can spend the last 22 years in the United States, earn both degrees, and work and live their time in the United States.
Perlu diingat dan disampaikan Bapak Ibu sekalian bahwa kerjasama atau kemitraan ini sifatnya jangka panjang, jadi bukan jangka pendek, dan kemitraan ini nanti akan membangun dan akan mengembangkan visi Esa Unggul secara keseluruhan gitu. Dan ini termasuk mengembangkan seperti misalnya ya program-program FIKES. FIKES itu Fakultas Ilmu-Ilmu Kesehatan yang ada di Esa Unggul untuk menjadi program yang unggul gitu, yang betul-betul unggul. Kemudian ada juga rencana untuk mengembangkan pembelajaran digital atau pembelajaran online yang akan diadakan di Esa Unggul juga. Kemudian kurikulum yang sifatnya internasional atau mengandung muatan-muatan internasional, dan juga ekspansi atau perluasan Esa Unggul secara geografis. Gitu. Jadi mungkin mungkin akan lebih mengglobal, akan ada lebih banyak kampus selain dari kampus yang ada sekarang. Jadi akan membuat Esa Unggul lebih bagus, lebih besar, dengan kualitas yang lebih baik lagi, dengan jumlah student yang lebih banyak lagi, atau jumlah mahasiswa yang lebih banyak lagi. Bagaimana kami akan mencapainya melalui kemitraan ini adalah dengan mengembangkan kurikulum-kurikulum baru, mengembangkan program-program baru, menggunakan teknologi baru dan inovasi baru, terutama untuk pembelajaran digital dan pembelajaran daring gitu. Kenapa? Karena ASU, Arizona State University, adalah yang terdepan di dalam pembelajaran digital dan pembelajaran daring. Ada sekitar 55.000 mahasiswa yang saat ini belajar di ASU secara daring atau secara online. Dan karena itu salah satu tujuan dari kemitraan ini adalah Esa Unggul belajar dari ASU. Karena metode yang dimiliki oleh ASU itu sudah sangat maju dan sudah sangat canggih. Kemudian nanti juga akan ada joint degree di mana ada gelar bersama gitu. Jadi ada gelar akademis yang akan diberikan dari Esa Unggul, dari Indonesia maupun juga dari Amerika. Dan itu akan memungkinkan mahasiswa-mahasiswa kita, lulusan kita nanti bisa bekerja dan hidup mungkin di Amerika gitu misalnya. Pak Arya, mungkin dari sisi Esa Unggulnya ada yang ingin ditambahkan, Pak?
Oke, terima kasih. Selamat sore Bapak Ibu semua. Mungkin tambahan dari pertanyaan Pak Nugroho yang hanya bisa saya tambahkan, Esa Unggul itu akan bekerja sama dari level yang paling dasar dari kurikulumnya. Kita lihat, jadi tidak hanya program internasional gitu kan. Kalau mungkin di beberapa desain ke program internasional untuk keluar gitu kan. Tapi tidak, kita juga memperbaiki dan meningkatkan kualitas kurikulum yang ada di dalam Esa Unggul sendiri dalam program regulernya. Dan program paralel maupun reguler gitu ya. Jadi kita berusaha meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan kita untuk mencapai secara internasional gitu, secara global yang sudah diakui secara global, itu Arizona State University. Kita coba menggapai hal itu.
Ada lagi mungkin Bapak Ibu sekalian yang ingin bertanya? Iya, Pak.
Selamat sore, saya Ian dari Elsinta TV. Untuk Esa Unggul sendiri, kenapa memilih Arizona State untuk mengadakan kerjasama partnership internasional, sedangkan di luar sana mungkin banyak juga kampus-kampus lain yang juga memiliki keunggulan-keunggulan. Mungkin cukup itu.
Pak Arya, saya persilakan. Oh, oke. Oke, saya tambahkan sih, kenapa ASU tadi ya ditanyakan oleh Pak Ian dari Elsinta TV. Padahal ada banyak sekali perguruan tinggi di Amerika yang tidak kalah ngetopnya gitu ya. Ada banyak alasan, tapi terutamanya karena, dan nanti mungkin bisa ditambahkan Chris, angka-angkanya ASU saat ini nomor 1 di bidang apa gitu ya. Tapi yang pertama, ASU itu dari charternya. Jadi ASU itu punya apa ya istilahnya visi gitu ya. Mereka itu mengedepankan pendidikan yang inklusif gitu. Jadi mereka menginginkan pendidikan ini dimiliki oleh lebih banyak orang lagi. Akses terhadap pendidikan, terutama untuk pendidikan tinggi ya, higher education, itu bisa dirasakan oleh lebih banyak mahasiswa di lebih banyak bagian dunia gitu. Itu memang visi mereka. Jadi tidak heran kalau ASU adalah mungkin yang terbesar sekarang dari sisi jumlah mahasiswa ya untuk state university ya, untuk perguruan tinggi publik atau perguruan tinggi negaranya gitu, perguruan tinggi negeri ya kalau istilahnya. Itu salah satu kenapa Esa Unggul bermitra dengan ASU, selain dari tentunya kesamaan visi dan misi. Jadi Esa Unggul juga sudah bertahun-tahun ingin membentuk atau membuat suatu perguruan tinggi yang world class sifatnya, yang internasional pendidikannya dan global gitu. Nah, apa angka-angkanya dari ASU atau apa keunggulan ASU? Mungkin Chris bisa menambahkan why ASU and what are the statistics of ASU?
So I think Arizona State University is unique in the American and global higher education system. Among great universities, of which they are very, very highly ranked, top 1% in the world, most great universities become highly ranked and become great by making themselves hard to get into and limiting who can come and study with them. And that helps them in rankings because only a small percentage of students can go there. Arizona State University is one of the only universities to simultaneously be highly ranked and make themselves accessible to as many students as possible. And this has been their philosophy for the last 15 to 20 years in the United States. And now this partnership and the partnerships like it that are happening around the world are part of their goal to extend that same philosophy beyond the United States into global higher education, and to create something very, very great at the center in terms of research and quality and innovation, but then share it with as many students as possible around the world. So you could partner with Harvard, and they would give you a very little bit of their attention, and it wouldn't have much of an impact on your students. But you'd be able to say you have a partnership with Harvard. Or you could partnership with a low-quality university that would let you do anything with their content and curriculum and their brand, but it wouldn't provide any value to their students. So ASU is unique in that it is both extremely high quality, highly ranked, and open to sharing their content, their curriculum, and all of these different experiences.
Ya, tadi dijelaskan bahwa Arizona State University itu cukup unik di sistem pendidikan perguruan tinggi atau pendidikan tinggi di Amerika Serikat. Karena seperti yang tadi Bapak sampaikan, ada banyak perguruan tinggi yang rankingnya tinggi gitu ya, rankingnya di atas gitu. Karena kenapa? Karena terkenal susah masuknya, ya kan? Saking bagusnya gitu. Biasanya kan terkenalnya seperti itu. Jadi karena susah masuknya, jadi membatasi siapa-siapa yang boleh diterima di perguruan tinggi itu. Karena itu rankingnya tinggi, seperti Harvard misalnya. Harvard itu kan susah sekali masuknya ya. Dan karena itu rankingnya tinggi. Kalau di Arizona State University, ini dia memiliki falsafah yang tadi saya sampaikan bahwa dia tuh inklusif. Dia rankingnya tinggi, tapi dia ingin mengedepankan suatu falsafah yang namanya inklusivitas. Jadi ingin memberikan akses yang lebih mudah terhadap pendidikan tinggi di Amerika dan di dunia. Itu adalah visi besarnya. Karena itu kenapa dia ingin ekspansi ke negara-negara lain, termasuk juga di Indonesia dengan bermitra dengan Esa Unggul, Universitas Esa Unggul. Gitu. Jadi itu memang falsafahnya Arizona State University. Mungkin Pak Arya ada yang bisa ditambahkan dari sisi Esa Unggulnya.
Dari sisi Esa Unggulnya, kita pun udah bertahun-tahun mencoba menjadi perguruan tinggi internasional, tapi mungkin belum tercapai. Tapi dengan ini harapannya kita juga tercapai dengan mencari partner yang terbaik. Kita pun mencari Arizona tidak dalam waktu sebulan, 2 bulan, 2 tahun kita mengakses kolaborasi ini. Apakah Arizona State itu yang terbaik? Apakah ini kerjasama yang terbaik yang bakal kita miliki? Karena kita akan kerjasama tuh dalam jangka waktu yang jangka panjang, bukan kerjasama singkat, bukan hanya kerjasama double degree abis itu dilupakan, enggak hanya itu, kita benar-benar kolaborasi yang intens, meningkatkan segala kualitas dari Esa Unggulnya sendiri. Dan itu kenapa kita milih Arizona State, karena emang dia yang terbaik dan dia yang membuka diri untuk keterbaikannya itu.
Sorry. Saya coba tambahkan ya, tadi Pak Arya sudah sampaikan bahwa kemitraannya ini bersifat strategis dan menyeluruh gitu. Jadi dari pertukaran kurikulum, penambahan kurikulum, memberikan atau menawarkan gelar dari Amerika, dan tentunya sebagian kecilnya kalau saya boleh bilang ya adalah mendatangkan gitu ya, sederhananya para pengajar, para dosen, profesor dari Amerika untuk mengajar di sini gitu. Karena sekarang itu sangat dimungkinkan ya Pak Arya, adanya teknologi, adanya digitalisasi, jadi sangat dimudahkan. Itu tadi lagi-lagi kita kembali ke akses terhadap pendidikan. Kalau dulu susah, mahal ya, harus ke Amerika, mungkin harus terbang. Sekarang dimungkinkan dengan teknologi, dan ini juga didukung oleh Dikti sebetulnya. Jadi Dikti juga punya mimpi besar untuk membuat perguruan tinggi di Indonesia itu menjadi world class university dengan memudahkan akses. Jadi memberikan izin terhadap pembelajaran jarak jauh misalnya begitu. Jadi ya keseluruhan kerjasamanya termasuk bertukar dosen, bertukar pengajar. Betul Pak. Jadi secara menyeluruh itu ya termasuk juga seluruh fakultas dan seluruh prodi. Kalau di Esa Unggul kita punya 10 fakultas ya, Pak Arya. Ada 10 fakultas dan 34 prodi. Itu akan dikembangkan, ditingkatkan melalui kemitraan ini. Dan bukan berhenti di 10 fakultas, kita juga akan coba mengembangkan fakultas lain yang memang lulusannya dibutuhkan di Indonesia, seperti misalnya apa, fakultas kedokteran ya Pak Arya ya, kemudian beberapa fakultas teknik gitu. Ya, karena kita sekarang sudah didukung oleh kemitraan dan ASU besar sekali. Kalau kita lihat programnya itu, how many programs does ASU have? Faculties, programs.
They have 830 programs, of which 200 are fully online. They have 5,000 faculty, 100,000 students. I'm sorry, 130,000 students. And 500,000 alumni.
Ya, itu ya. Jadi ada 830 program. Program itu kalau di kita prodi ya, program studi. Jadi ada 830 program studi, 200 diantaranya itu daring, dilakukan secara daring. Kemudian ada 5.000 dosen atau pengajar, 130.000 mahasiswa saat ini yang kuliah di Arizona State University, dan ada 500.000 alumni tercatat. Ya, silakan. Ya. International, Pak Arya mungkin bisa menjawab ini ya Pak ya. Iya, untuk Esa Unggul.
Oke, pertanyaannya emang sangat menarik sekali Pak itu. Pertanyaan yang sangat mendasar yang dinanti semua orang kayaknya gitu ya. Emang kita kerjasama ini harapannya sesuai dengan visi misi kita, memberikan akses ke semuanya. Kalau ditanya untuk biaya pasti ada perubahan dari waktu ke waktu gitu ya. Tapi kalau kita dengan melihat teknologi zaman sekarang dengan kemudahannya online, dengan kemudahannya dalam berbelajar mandiri, itu akan sangat bisa mempres harga gitu, untuk mempres harga dalam artian bukan berarti menjadi merendahkan kualitas, enggak gitu ya. Tapi bagaimanapun kuliah di mana-mana itu kalau mahasiswanya sendiri tidak aktif, maka tidak akan bisa gitu ya. Jadi kalau kita lihat itu emang harga itu semoga tidak naik, saya juga berharap tidak akan pernah naik gitu ya. Tapi kenyataannya tidak begitu. Tapi dengan kerjasamanya ini bukan berarti yang mahal itu kalau kita ke sana gitu ya. Itu udah pasti gitu ya. Kita ada biaya hidup, ada tiket segala macam. Tapi kalau hanya di sini mengambil S1, Esa Unggul dengan kurikulum yang sudah diperbarui, sepertinya rasanya tidak gitu. Ya.
Mulai kapan?
When will we see the initiative taking place?
So the partnership starts today, and the first thing that you'll see is Esa Unggul begin to communicate that it is powered by ASU. You'll see it reflected in the logo and the communication messages of the university. Then over the next year, we will begin to integrate some of the ASU curriculum into existing programs and enhance the programs with ASU curriculum. That will continue throughout next year. And then by the third year, we hope to introduce dual degrees and opportunities for students to pursue this joint Indonesian and American education experience.
Ya, kalau kemitraannya sendiri itu diluncurkan hari ini. Jadi resminya per hari ini ada logo baru, yaitu Esa Unggul powered by Arizona State University. Itu resminya hari ini. Dan mungkin seiring waktu, sejak hari ini akan terlihat nih kerjasamanya. Seperti mungkin kami rencanakan dalam 1 tahun ke depan itu kurikulumnya ASU mulai diintegrasikan ke dalam kurikulumnya Esa Unggul. Gitu ya. Dan kemudian selama 1 tahun juga, selama beberapa tahun berikutnya, baru kita juga akan memulai membuat pathway, jalur untuk bisa mendapatkan gelar dari ASU. Jadi mahasiswa Indonesia bisa mendapatkan gelar dari pendidikan tinggi di Amerika gitu, dan itu mungkin akan terlihat di tahun ketiga gitu misalnya. Tapi jalur untuk ke sana sudah dimulai hari ini ya, sejak resmi Esa Unggul powered by ASU.
Baik, yang kami hormati, dengan selesainya sesi foto bersama dan juga sesi tanya jawab ini, maka berakhir pula rangkaian acara kita pada hari ini. Terima kasih atas kehadiran Bapak Ibu dan dukungan. Dan kita doakan partnership ini dapat berjalan dengan lancar dan baik serta bermanfaat bagi mahasiswa dan kita bersama.
Terima kasih banyak rekan-rekan media atas kehadirannya. Selamat sore.
Jadi pas bangun
There are today over 200 million university students studying in 20,000 different universities around the world. It's expected that that number could literally double to more than 400 million students over the next 10 or 15 years. And this is countries are going to or thousands of new universities, or existing universities are going to need to find a way to scale with quality this growing need. And thanks everybody. It's about affordability and it's also about relevance. When universities that best at what, but
Halo.
end up in those ranks.
Halo, Mbak Jojo. Mana? Ya ampun, aku di sini.
Quality.
Tes, halo.
Iya. Oh, thank you. It's incredible. Thank you so much. It was really well done. Yang memiliki quality, tadi gue bahas sebenarnya sih bagus, pakai kayaknya. Bagus yang ini nih, soalnya masuk ke dua tipe ini.
Karena baterainya baru.
Biasa.
What most excites me about Santana is the opportunity to join a network of universities, work together, make a difference, generate knowledge, and together get further.
Many universities that contact us about the Santana Alliance are really interested in online education. And they're asking us to help them develop a strategy. And from the prior experience of the Santana team and the tremendous platform in online education that Arizona State University has built, we can bring a lot to the table.
What's neat about our faculty is that they are very open to research partnerships around the world. For the last about 16 or 17 years, we've increased our research productivity in terms of the level of our research expenditures by about 450%. We've got all these intellectual assets that can ultimately be made available as needed to other faculty around the world to help them build their programs. We're very excited about this.
But also, the better for us to then move forward in moving the global economy, which is a $100 trillion economy, to a $1,000 trillion economy. At a $1,000 trillion economy, the planet moves forward, and the average income per capita on the planet, which is now under $5,000, doesn't stay at that. It goes to $50,000 with very little income disparity if we can keep driving this forward. So if you want social change, economic change, advancement, and a better planet for our species, it's about educational attainment at scale.
I envision a globe with points of light all around the globe that represent the Santana network, and those points of light will shine even into the most remote regions of the world.
The Santana Alliance can really change the world. We can tackle challenges that today are just not being met around increasing access, making education affordable, and applying technology in the ways that every government and employer and university is really seeking to accomplish in education.